I asked EU4 viewers such as yourself to send in EU4 save games such as people like myself and my chat can mercilessly judge them. And people actually did, from Caliphornia, that's California forming the Caliphate, to an Incan invasion, all the way to a weird Nahuatl Mandate of Heaven Roman Empire thing. I created several categories to score these save games, from your basic ones over to how memey the campaign goal was, all the way to how cursed the world map looked. If you've got France in Britain, Russian in South America, and a Mamluk Australia, you're going to score pretty highly. I kept an Excel spreadsheet of all these scores because, well, I play map games for a living, what else did you expect? And then we could crown the king of EU4 saves. Let me know which is your favorite game in the comments down below, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. Alright, close your eyes, okay? Everyone got their eyes closed? Do you all have your eyes closed right now? That's great. That's great. That's good stuff. So, I want you to really embrace like the catty, judgmental nature of yourself, right? We're gonna be rating these saves, right, on a scale from 1 till 5. That's what we're doing here, okay? Don't open your eyes. Like really get like HR type vibes. To start with, the economic situation. And I'll give you a chance to vote. This is what it's looking like. Making 600 buckets of ducats a month. Most of that's from production. Hadn't done too much of trade, just saying. Zero corruption, that's a good sign. I'm gonna give you a range of options to choose from. Like, so I don't think this is anywhere near a 1. You can open your eyes. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, open your eyes. My bad. Open your eyes. Watch the stream. My bad. My bad. So on a scale of 2 till 5, what would you give this economically? I'm honestly, I'm sitting at a 4. And we'll go back and revisit this. But frankly, I think the trade's letting it down a little bit. But goddamn, that's a big ass nation. Is he number 1 great power? He is, by a good amount. And he's about to be chaps, he's about to be an economic hegemon, but he's not. He's not an economic hegemon, so that's only a 4. That's only a 4. All right. Okay. Let's have a little look-see, shall we? Gecko is getting a 4. Okay. So military. That's what we got to look at next. Okay. What's the new world? I can't see it all. It's all Spanish. It looks like. Damn near entirely Spanish. So militarily. All right. Army quality. Am I desynced or is it good? Like, is my camera desynced? Give me a sec. What we got? Like a microsecond, but it's fine. Well, I could do this. I've accidentally committed seppuku. Much better. Thank you. Cheers, lads. Bang. Is that better? Yeah, see? No desync. And now I don't have to resize it, right? Perfect. Huh? What's again? No, it's fine. Stop it. Oh, right. You mean because I appear. Okay, anyway, let's get back to rating this guy's saves. But, like, there's a lot, like, discipline-wise, they're on the same level as discipline as Spanish Canada. And a bit, like, slightly better than Great Britain. So it's not fantastic. Morale-wise, they are very good. Best in the world. No real siege ability to speak of. This defensiveness is not there. Professionalism is high, and tradition is the highest in the world. Okay, so the highest in the world are morale, professionalism, and discipline. Now let's look at their actual army makeup. 20 with 5s. What the hell is this? What am I looking at? What's the combat with? 38. Okay, so these would all be stacks that go together. I don't hate it. That's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. It looks like he's ready to attack Russia. Let's see. Who needs quality when you got numbers? That's actually true. We should actually see how many numbers he has in comparison. He has got the largest army on Earth by a good amount. Quality, quantity, economic. Oh, God. Quant, eco, qual. This is a meta player. I feel disgusted. Where's the cannons in the back row? Well, what tech is it? That's true. That's true. That's so true. There's no cannon stacks. No, drop this man down to a 3. There's no cannon stacks. Chat, destroy this man's soul. They're all split up. Nah. All right, we're giving a 3 for that. That's not a 34. Okay, so diplomacy. Let's have a look at diplomacy next. So the diplomatic situation is 100 mandate Emperor of China. That's hefty with a lot of celestial reforms done. And that's already pretty good. Allied to Spain, Afghanistan is a tributary state, and 1 vassal. How do you even rate diplomacy? I would rate diplomacy on like what their impact is in terms of what are they doing diplomatically. So this is average, it's like a 3, you know what I mean? Like Mandate of Heaven is pretty good, but no vassals, no allies. Like this is a military game. And we're looking at a holistic game. So he's gonna, like, some players will gain points here, some players will lose points here. No coalition, actually. Zero coalition. 2, damn, okay. You guys are harsh. 2 is too high? Okay, well, hang on. Let me redo it then. And I'll start it from 1. Okay, people, it's either a 2 or a 1. Jesus, you guys are 1 in the... He's got the full Mandate of Heaven at 100 and all the reforms done. And you're giving him 1? Okay. All right, we're giving him a 2. You guys are mean. I like it. You're being very catty. All right, it's a 2. Now we've got stability coming up. All right. You told us to be evil. I didn't tell you to be evil. I told you to be bitchy. right? And I want you, like, here's what I'm asking for, right? I'm gonna flick my hair back just for emphasis, right? That's the kind of vibe I want. You see what I mean? It's the vibe of like, oh my god, you live like that. You know, that's the vibe. All right, so stability. Let's see. No rebels really. There's one set of rebels. 3 stability. No overextension. Chaps, there is. Like, there isn't even, this is declining as well. There's no, this has to be a 5. It is actually just stable. There's no, right, we're gonna vote immediately. I don't see how they could be doing any better instability wise, you know? It has to be a 5. I really don't know how else they could do it. Like the national unrest modifier is -7, you know? Religious unity is 185%. They're unified with everything. It has to be, that's absolute cinema. That's absolute cinema. That's the stability is straight up a 5. You can't get better than that. This is the most stable game I think I've ever seen. We're bitchy, but if we see perfection, we agree with it. This one's for the memes. So let's get a clear view of the timeline, and let's see who they started as. I think they released Wu immediately. So starting as Wu, they've gone to conquer everything. I mean, starting as Wu gives them something, because Wu is not a regular starting nation. I'll give him that. That has to give him something. But like, this isn't very, like, I wouldn't say it's very memey, you know what I mean? Let's see, what, is there anything? It just says, so the only thing he said is, Wu, send help. I don't know why he would need us to send help. But he said, Russia tried to escape to the New World. Check South America. Okay, that feels more cursed than memes. Okay, I will vote. Okay, so 1 to 4, I'll give a max of 4. Maybe like a 2. Yeah, I think a 2. Like, he started as Wu. It's not like he just started as the Ottomans of France or like a tiny nation. Yeah, I'll give him a 2. For 3 Portuguese Australia, but he didn't do the memes. So, and this is actually a really good test run this, right? We're gonna input the data. It's just, have you realized, chaps, that we are now all, there are hundreds of you sitting down watching us static maps and Excel spreadsheets. So we're giving him a 2. Now this cursed one, this is the interesting one, right? Because the curse side of things is gonna be stuff that he can't really implement. This is how terrifyingly, like, how weird the map is, how strange it is. The curse is something that usually the AI does. So let me point out some things here, and shout it out if you want to see anything else. So Portugal, Australia, I don't think that's too cursed personally. No Tunis is pretty cursed, and Russian Suriname, that's kind of cursed. I would say honestly say a 1 or a 2 for this. It doesn't look, this is not a very cursed game at all. I've seen worse, you know. Frankly, this is downright normal, man. I think I'd go for a 1. I mean, there's Scotland down here, which I appreciate. Hang on, this is a 2. We've got single island Scottish. We've got sub-Saharan African Scottish. I like that. I like that. Okay, so we're going for another 2 on this one. I'm happy with that. I agree with that. All right, and then this final one is how impressed you are by the gameplay, the actual gameplay itself. Like how good you think he played. This is pretty skillful. I'm not gonna lie. I like starting as Wu to do what he's done. Like, I would say maybe a 3 or a 4 for this. Like, starting as Wu is interesting. He has incredible stability. It's good on all fronts. A 3 or a 4. Could have done it faster. It's 200 years. He's conquered all of Japan as well. Like, he's in a pretty good place. It's close, but a 4. Okay, we're 4 impressed. And he doesn't get any bonuses, so his final score is 22. Do we have any notes, chats? This is your chance. Just spam what you want me to write in the notes. Just write something. What are you saying? Uwu is going to be the notes. Really, guys? Really? Okay. So this is a Hisn Kayfa game. Hisn Kayfa, a genuinely difficult start. Hisn Kayfa from Cutaline. Cutaline, more like cutie, am I right? What if it was like a 14-year-old boy that submitted that? Immediately regret my decision. That's okay, we move on. No one mentioned it, So this is until 1781, so this is damn near the end of the game. And I'll read the little, oh wow, okay. That's a big Persia. Okay, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on here, boys. There's a lot going on here. Okay, let me read the email. This is the journey of Hisn Kayfa becoming #1 great power, spanning from Belgrade to Western India, with France and Ottomans in shambles. Unusual suspects like Wu, Deccan, and Lithuania become great powers. All right, let's take a little look around, shall we? What do you think so far, chaps? Spanish Greenland. Oh God, everything seems fine, and then you look more into it, and the more you look, the worse it really is. That is. The British. Oh, Normandy's a thing. Okay, right. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So first thing we'll just do is judge the economics. 1.45k a month. Yeah, that's pretty good. What kind of dev are we at? 4,600 development. I think economically that's pretty solid. Yeah, actually, see how good the trade node is. So what's this home trade node? This home trade node is worth 400, which is less than the English Channel, which means I think that's probably going to knock him down to a 4, you know. It's a lot of money, but to get that 5, you need to excel in every single way. He is an economic hegemon. We're giving him a 4. All right, let's give him a 4. Militarily now, chaps. So, firstly, armies. I mean, it's not even close to the largest army in the world. It's half the size of the British army, which is the largest army in the world. Force limit, though, is the largest. All right, let's see. Army quality. Morale is the highest. Discipline is the second highest. Siege ability is up there. Defense is non-existent. Professionalism is up there. And tradition is kind of up there. You guys are saying 2? Damn. All right. Why does it have 2 cavalry in them? I guess, what about a fort placement? Are you going to give anything for forts? Like, look. There are forts everywhere. No love for forts? I think it's time to vote. I can't put this off. I did my best for you, buddy. He took... Okay, chaps, he did take naval ideas. So, navally, he's the best in the world. He's at war right now? He is at war right now. Diplomacy. Allied to Lithuania, Poland, and Portugal. So he's allied to one of the great powers there. He doesn't have any vassals. No coalition. And what's his diplomat's reputation? 1.81. I don't think chat's going to like that. I don't think chat's going to like that at all. Knocked down to 1 by having OPMs in his own territory. He does have 1 OPM in his own territory, but is getting sieged down by peasants, if that's any consolation. A 2? You going for a 2? All right. That's fine. That's fine. We'll give him a 2. Now, this is the stability. Now, the 5 last time was a high bar. Let's see. Stability-wise. I mean, there are rebels there. It's +3 stability, so it has to be decent. He does have some rebels, not too many. Religious unity is 118%. He hasn't got everything converted to him, but it's pretty high. Over governing capacity? He is over governing capacity. Crown power, estate land's pretty good. All right, I'm not offering a 5 for this. All right, that's a 3. I'm noting it down. I'm noting it down. That's a 3. So this one is the memes. Now, this is going to sound harsh. I am going to offer a 0. Hisn Kayfa is impressive, and he'll score highly for that. But I don't think there are any... Wait, having said that, naval ideas is pretty memey. Maybe that's worth 1. What else could they possibly have done that would be memey? Maritime as well. Maritime, okay, that might have saved him a little bit. I would say a 1 personally. It's not memey. Like, it isn't like... He has naval ideas, which is pretty funny. But other than that, I don't look at this and go, haha, you know? Now, how cursed is it? Let's look at a couple of things. Firstly, we have the Ottomans stretched in 3 different pieces. But this is Ottoman Carpathia because I believe their capital is somewhere else. Let's see. Yep, the capital is over here in Crimea. That's the first thing that pops into my head. We have a great power Lithuania, who are independent. Let's look at the timeline in a sec. But we have British France, but France still owns Paris. Brittany is a thing. We have Normandy, which is, to be clear, like England doesn't have any cause on Normandy. They just attacking Normandy, which is already a bit strange. Tunis is 1 province minor in Sousse. That's not great. Danzig is alive and kicking, and they're not a vassal, to be clear. But the Teutons are also alive. With a 50 development province, we have Saxony and massive Strasbourg. Strasbourg, by the way, are the 4th ranked great power, and they're not even the emperor. They're just different like that. How the hell have they done that? I'm so excited to see this. What else we got? What else we seeing here? If this isn't a 5, if this isn't this might be a 6. This might be a 6. You're right. I might offer a 6. Ming has exploded, but it's still alive, and it is in multiple different places. We've got big Transoxiana. Punjab exists. Why are you guys going, ooh? Oh, right, because it's... Okay, that's even more cursed because woo is backwards. But how does that even happen? I've never seen that before in my life. Why is it ooh? All right, that's fine. We move on. Is there anything else that's particularly cursed? Ottoman Angola is pretty bad. Did the Ottomans take colonial ideas? Yeah, I got exploration ideas. Nice. Ottoman La Plata, chaps. So we got Ottoman La Plata before we got GTA 6. It's crazy. And all of this, Spanish Louisiana, we got Norwegian Mexico. We got Norwegian Mexico, chaps. And then we just have this dude, who I think is modernized, by the way. Chactamal has modernized, and is completely independent. And Musica is alive and allied to the Portuguese. I mean, this is as cursed as it gets, really. Gotland still survives. Right, let's look at the timeline. Let's keep an eye on Strasbourg and Hisn Kayfa. So he's playing Hisn Kayfa. Oh my God, look at that. Okay, we'll have a look. Okay, we'll have a look at him in a second and how he came across. I want to just look at particular areas of interest. So Orleans has somehow broken out and has started taking French land. Okay, Burgundian inheritance kind of happens. But what's the point? Okay, Champagne pops out of France. France loses Paris. At some point, Toulouse pops out. Britain forms, and Britain, bear in mind, has Normandy, but at some point loses it. So Burgundy starts to consolidate. Dauphiné is a thing. Russia is massively conquering here. Bear in mind, Lithuania is going to expand east soon. And Strasbourg's still not doing anything, even though they are like a massive right, like 100 years in. Spain and Castile. That's probably because it's Aragon. Like, that's probably an Aragon thing. It's probably a little visual bug. So Picardy is a thing, but like France is a one province minor. If anything, this is an incredible comeback for France for the last 200 years. Austria-Hungary forms, but they are tiny. And then Hungary forms at the same time as Austria-Hungary. Estonia pops out. I'm still not seeing any movement over here. So France just kind of chills for the next couple hundred years, and Orléans loses all of its original land to Champagne, and Strasbourg has begun its conquest. Which means Strasbourg did all of this in about 100 years. Now, this is remarkable. Meanwhile, Kazan, big Kazan there, and Russia's just gone. I didn't even check Russia. France is disappeared. So France gets formed by Orléans. France disappeared and got formed by Orléans. That's why they have it. So when does Normandy pop out? Strasbourg is just conquering. There's Normandy getting popped up. Probably like, I don't know, maybe I don't know what caused that. And Strasbourg is just consolidating the HRE. Oh, I have to see what happened in Russia here. I have to. We should be moving on to the next save, but this is too weird. So Muscovy is massive. Kazan should die at this point. Russia forms. They're doing great. They conquer all of Sweden. And they're stretching out eastwards, as they should do. So what happens to them? But Kazan just takes land from them. That means they can't control east and west. So their army might actually be trapped in the east. Then, yeah, that's exactly what happened. They got trapped in the east, and then there were separatist movements over here, weakening Russia further. I might have to bump this up even more. This is the most cursed game I've ever seen. Okay, well, it is a scale from 1 to 5. We're gonna offer a 6, and then we can assign bonus points if we feel like it. Okay, that's kind of insane though. I will say this: if 80% of you pick 6 here, I will offer a higher one. I think that's a fair amount. No shot. That's so many. It's 84 right now. 80% of you is close. Oh, you might not get it. You might not get it. All right, how about this? I will offer a 6 or a 7 then. Okay? I will offer a 6 or a 7. I personally think it's probably a 6 and we can assign bonus points. I think to give a 7 might be a bit much. Because it's cursed, don't get me wrong. But like, think about how hard it is to get a game like this. It's a 6. And now we have how impressive this is. Starting Hisn Kayfa is pretty impressive. All right? Starting Hisn Kayfa is very impressive. So let's see what you did. So Hisn Kayfa. Instant conquest. Straight into Akiyuna. It's a hard start. Goes up here. Does everything right. Takes a couple of bits of land from the Mamluks. And then at this point you want to slam. Yeah, so he's really serious of that, I think. Pretty solid. And it's pretty solid, like. It is impressive. It's not like the most impressive thing I've ever seen, but it's fairly impressive, yeah. At this point he'll form the Ayyubids. Alright. And then he'll form Persia soon. Yeah, I mean, well, I'll offer the 5 as the max for this one. I don't think we need to go too crazy with it. It looks like a 4. Okay, yeah, I'd agree with that. What are we thinking? What notes? Give me some notes. Ooh for notes? Really? Ooh is gonna be the note. All right. Note. Ooh. all the notes can be variants of this. There's no way this is real. If I'm reading this correctly, I'll read it out to you guys. But we got a big one next. All right. So this one is called California. And he said he formed the caliphate as California, which, if it's true, oh my god, he did. He formed the caliphate. So let me read you the little intro to this one, chaps. Hi, Laith. So you community person said to send my most memorable campaign. 2 years ago, I formed the caliphate as California for the pun. Started as Ternates, colonized the islands in North America, stole a baddie from Pate. And this is from Bavaria. But this seems pretty promising, chaps. All right, so that's the caliphate. Oh, this is horrifying. Britain has Gibraltar. Nice. Just gonna, like, I mean, if this doesn't score highly on memes, chaps, I don't know what does. All right, so remember, that's not everything though. Economy. We are less than 100 years out from the end of the game. The Caliph, we're currently sitting at plus 318. Where's this home node? It's Moluccas, which are a measly 108 compared to the 212 over here. All right, it looks like a 2 for the economy. Next up is going to be, yeah, military next up. So 2. All right, let's see. Militarily. Armies. He has the second largest army in the world, which I was not expecting. 4th highest force limit. I don't hate that. Army quality. He has somewhat near the top on both. Siege ability isn't there. Defensive isn't there. Professionalism, he has 100. Clearly a skilled player. What else? I mean, I guess we could look at navies. Doesn't have anywhere near the highest navy in the world in terms of heavy ships. Yeah, I'll let them get down some. All right, let's see what people are thinking. He does have some cannons. Quite a lot of cannons, actually. Not as many as others, but he has a decent amount. A 3? We're giving a 3 military? I'd have given this a 2. Okay. Fair. Mainly because the Navy weighing it down. That's just me, though. For this stage of the game, he has a below average military. All right, chaps, 3 it is. You've got questionable taste. Now, diplomacy. What's he got going on? Okay, that's a lot of allies. He's allied to Britain, France, Austria, Russia, Tunis, Mombasa, and Timbuktu. Why is this man allied to Timbuktu? I don't know. What else could we see here, diplomacy-wise? Coalition mode, absolutely fine, no problems. +3, so better than the other ones we've seen so far. I mean, I think this is on the upper end, personally. I think it's absolutely on the upper end. I think I'd give this probably like a 4, personally. He's got the allies. He's allied to Russia, France, Britain. Like, he's allied to everyone that sort of matters. There's no coalition. Yeah, I think it's a solid 4. All right, that's a solid 4. Now we go for stability. How stable is this guy? Ooh, -4 stability. Doesn't have any, like, real rebel problems. Some Ottoman separatists, for sure. 74% religious unity. Not happy with that. Governing capacity is fine. Only +1 stability. No war exhaustion, though. Not the greatest amount of crown power, either. I think I'd give this a 2. It's not a 3. There's no way on earth it's a 3. It's not. I don't know. Who are you voting for? Who's voting for 3? Who are you out there that's voting for 3? Honestly. Absolutely not. All right, now the memes. Let's not forget, this man started as an 8, I believe. I can't really see if there's... Oh, has he done anything yet? Has he moved? That's turn 8, by the way. So he started as turn 8. Colonized a little bit of Australia. Then he's going to snipe a baddie from Pate. There you go. He's up here. He's formed California at this point. So the Caliphate's formed from Australia, California, and the Southeast Asian region. Cool. And then immediately afterwards, he's gone after the actual Caliphate. Like, you can see him snaking in there. There's another next province there. A couple of war against the Ottomans there. There you go. Another victory. And then he's got a win against Spain. I mean, if that's not a 6, I don't know what is, chaps. If that's not a 6, I don't know. I don't think we're going to get a more meme game today. That is absolutely phenomenal. All right. I'll offer the chance at a 7. Outstanding in the meme department. Honestly, it is. It has to be a 7, right? All right, 7. From a scale of 1 to 5, he got a 7. I'm starting to think that my... Let's see. What can we see here? I mean, Prussia's a thing. Prussia's a thing. Honestly, really not that cursed. Breton Guinea. That's 1. Are we seeing anything, chaps? Big Biapas. Normal Wu again. Xi, though, is there. Nobody took Africa. That is true. Barely anyone did take Africa. There's Mossy in 3 pieces. Breton, South Africa. Honestly, it's a 1, which is very impressive to me. It's not cursed. It just isn't. Mombasa's there instead of Kill, which is interesting. But wait until we get to the other one, you know? All right, that's a 1. So he's lost out. It's not a cursed world. And then the final one. How impressed are we that he was able to pull this off? How impressive. I mean, you saw the time-lapse, guys. How impressive was it? It's a scale from 1 to 5, and the first things were 10 and 8. But that is, I mean, it is very, I am very, very impressed. It should get a 5. This is hard. This is hard. I am impressed they stuck through it. They lost the war and came back. I think it has to be a 5. It's a harsh 4. I'd understand. But I think it has to be a 5 for me, at least. What if 6 gets 80%? Then we go to 7. Yeah, okay, cool. It's a 5. I think that's pretty good. All right, let's see. What does that bring him up to? That means he's got 24 right now. I am going to give him a bonus point for not restarting or not, like, bowing out, because he did lose. We watched him lose California. Very impressed to keep going. Start telling me what the notes is, and I'll get ready with the next save. California, I baddie. Okay, I baddie. I hate you all. I baddie. All right, this one we have George. I think he's going for. He was playing as Bavaria. I didn't really probably. It seemed interesting to me. You'll see what I mean. How do I describe this to you? This is the save. So obviously he's playing as the Netherlands now. Here's the explanation. Hi, Laith. Just thought it'd be interesting to get this a little bit older save judge. Tried to get the Stern de Sudan's achievement, but I got the Burgundian inheritance. From then on, formed the Netherlands. And on my way to Word, I accidentally PU'd half of Europe. Hope you'll judge this. Regards, George. Guys, have a little nose around here. Qing and Ming are existing at the same time. I don't like that. That upsets me. Okay, it seems like a good vibes game, you know? Oh, these are all his personal unions. Oh, God. He's got Bohemia, France, and Spain as his personal union. Okay, this guy's going to get a 6 in diplomacy. But let's start with the economics of the situation, okay? He's making 1.61 right now. Okay? 1.61. That's what he's making. 67,000 in the bank. That's a pretty solid economic thing we got going on here. What else we got? 546. Biggest trade node. As the current economic situation, it's looking pretty healthy. Doesn't have any inflation whatsoever. We're meant to do a video? Yeah, I will. 73%, say 5. That's it. He's gone a 5. Congratulations. Now we look at the military. We have the largest military in the world. Highest force limit. That's quite good. We have ourselves... All right, navies. Navies-wise, we've got the largest amount of heavy ships, largest navy in the world. All right, let's see army quality. Decently up there with the morale. Not quite up there with the discipline, but not too far off. Siege ability is number 1. Highest professionalism, decent. I mean, I think it's a 5, man. So this for me is a 5. Now the diplomacy is where this one really shines. Because if you think about it, he's got a load of colonial nations. He has Portugal, Spain, France, and Bohemia as Persia Union members. He could potentially get... Yeah, he could potentially get the emperorship, but doesn't quite have that. It's a decentralized empire, which is very weird. What other things we look at? No coalition. And then +6 diplomatic reputation. That's, I mean, chaps. If that's not a 6, I don't know what is. Frankly, I think I might not even like consider it if you guys don't pick 6. Like, I don't know what else the high diplomacy would be otherwise, you know? All right, that works for me. We've got a 6 in diplomacy. All right, and now let's check out stability. He has 3+2 stabilities under his governing capacity. There is not a single rebel. Yeah, I don't know that you could do better than that. 100% religious unity, good crown land. I think you'd probably hit him with the 4 or 5 on this. I don't know. I think it has to be a 5. Like, I don't know how you could do better than this. Again, yeah, 5. This is a very, very good save so far. But where it's not gonna do too well, the memes. That's up next, the memes. And this doesn't feel very memey to me. So he said he got Burgundian inheritance. So we don't actually know who he was playing as. He was playing as Bavaria, and then he formed the Netherlands. Okay, that's pretty funny. Nah, that's kind of funny. That's got to be a 2 or a 3 for me. That's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff. Bavaria and Britain, you don't like that? That's pretty memey. I think it's pretty good. Who did he start? Started as Bavaria and went over to the Netherlands. I'd agree with a 3. I think that's good. I think 3 solid. All right, and then how cursed is the save? Big Bohemia, that's the first thing. But I think you might have engineered that. We've got reformed Prussia. Denmark perm exists. I mean, Qing and Ming being at the same time is kind of stupid. I'm not gonna lie to you. That is dumb. So what happened here? Zhangzhou started to grow. They formed Manchu. They attacked Ming once and won. And they continued to grow. And then what? Yeah, they attack and form Qing. That is pretty cursed. Ming and Qing alive at the same time is pretty bad. You see anything else, chat? Trier being so close and being so close in color and right on the border raised my blood pressure. Ooh, I didn't even notice that. That's pretty... I'm not gonna lie, guys. That's pretty cursed. Trier's pretty cursed. We got no world wars. New Denmark. There's a Danish New World. Guys? Joloffian Patagonia, anyone? Pretty bad. Kong and Congo. It's a solid, like, 3 in my opinion. Because for me, you got the Qing and the Ming. You got Khalkha, who are a Orthodox horde. Okay. What else do we have here? Big Padua. Oh, they're a vassal though. That doesn't count. Yeah, I think. Can you check Taiwan? Yeah, sure. Russia has part of Taiwan. Good shout. That's got to be a 2 or a 3 to me. 3 because of Taiwan? Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's pretty cursed. All right. And then finally, how impressed are you that he was able to do this? Like, at the entire save, to be clear. 2, 3, 4, or 5. It's pretty impressive gameplay. It's not particularly, like, insanely challenging. I would say I'm pretty impressed with the Persia Unions. Like a 3 or a 4 for me. People saying 5? You're 5 impressed by this? A 3 or a 4. It's skilled gameplay. But it's Bavaria into getting the Burgundian inheritance is the fundamental starting point of it. Which isn't that impressive. We're going for a 4. Okay, I think I'd go for a 3, but chat spoken. And that is a very, very impressive score here. All right, so it's a score of 31, which is very impressive. He scored 5 out of 5 in economics, 5 out of 5 in military, 6 out of 5 in diplomacy, 5 out of 5 stability, 3 out of 5 for the memes, 3 out of 5 for cursed, 4 out of 5 for being impressed. I am going to give him -2 for being Dutch. I don't make the rules up, that's just how it is. Who the hell filmed the Mughals? I can see Timmy... Someone filmed the Mughals? They did. Who did film the Mughals? I don't know who filmed the Mughals. Did Delhi film the Mughals? Can Delhi do that? Can Delhi do that? What do you have against me and my countrymen, Laith? -2 for being Dutch. Yeah. I don't make the rules. It's look. It's written right here. -2 for being Dutch. What can I do? I have a strict sheet, and it says -2 for being Dutch. Screw it. We'll talk to Midge. Midge, can you confirm that the Dutch get -2? I'm streaming and the people want to know. Oh.
Can you confirm that the Dutch get -2?
Come on, Midge. Can you confirm?
Text.
Quickly!
I don't know the context, but I'm just gonna say yes.
Yes! There we go, chat! There we go! That's it. That's what I'm talking about. I clearly didn't make it up. Democracy just works. So what's the note, chaps? What's the note? We have been in serious problem. I love that. We have been ein serious problem. There you go. So this next one is Teutons, and it's from Failed? Either he's called Failed or is Failed. We'll find out. All right, so plan is Prussia. I like this because it's not as high skill as the others. I'm just gonna say that bluntly. So this is high. Teutons to Prussia was hoping to dismantle the HRE for a very early Germany, but couldn't find the chance to. Plus, I became emperor. So from the outset, the fact that you've said that you tried to dismantle the HRE but accidentally became the emperor. Also, there are no electors. Did you just win the League War? War. There's no Catholicism. Okay, well let's begin. Economy. He has 3 loans, totaling 1,200. He's only making $30 a month. Trade nodes wise, it's really not looking great. It's not good. Bear in mind the scale is from 1 till 5, so let's see what people say. Hasn't integrated Livonia order yet? That is true. We'll get to diplomacy in a bit. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Check when Stereo got released. Was it in the League War? I don't know. All right, that's a 2. Where are you? That's 2 for economic. Now, military. Now, this is Prussia, so I've got high hopes. Does he have the full ideas sorted? He has a good amount of militarization. He has full Prussian ideas. He's quality here and defensive. Interesting. So, size-wise, it's not one of the largest. Even slightly. He's got a smaller army than Denmark. But he does have a good amount of manpower. Force-wise, it is one of the larger ones. That's the start. He has a much better... I mean, guys, this is ridiculous. That is a big difference between the second highest. That's huge. Discipline-wise is better than everyone else. Defensiveness isn't even up there. Professionalism isn't up there. Tradition is high. So he's got some good things going for him. Navally, he has 7 ships. He has 7 ships. Like a solid 3 for this, personally. That's what I would be at. It's average. He's in an average position. His military is good. It's not particularly big, and he doesn't have a navy. I can't have 258 likes. If everyone liking the stream right now liked it, we'd get double that. Just take it. You know what? Just gonna wait a sec. Just go like the stream. Okay, we're just gonna chill. There we go. Okay, a lot of people like the stream now. Thank you. Fine, Dad. I'm not your father. I'm sorry. I wish I was. So you could disappoint me in different ways. Anyway, right. Let's crack on. Isn't how maths works? Yeah, it is. I'm the one with the microphone. That means I get set. Dad is such a narcissist. Am I that? Did I get hit with dad streamer energy? Is that how we're at now? Is that the place in my life? I used to be a young whippersnapper on the Paradox scene. You know what was the weirdest thing for me was that when I met some of the newer streamers, right? Victoria 3, CK3, EU4, that lot, and I meet them in person. They go, yeah, no, you're one of the reasons I started making content. You know how bad that hurts me. You know how bad that hurts. That used to be me, and now suddenly I'm entrenched. When did that happen? I wanted to be like the disruption on the scene. I wanted to disrupt the elites. I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't really know. One of them called me Unk. Nah, that's nasty. I'm still young. Let me live. Yeah, I've been making Paradox content for a long time, but still, that's the dream. No, it's not. The dream is to be the young whippersnapper. I don't be the old guy. Don't call me uncle. I don't want to be given unk status. You know what I mean? I don't want to be entrenched. Because think about it. I'll never have the legacy of like ISP, Quill, Judernal, that lot. Right? But I don't have the momentum of the newer guys. It's over for me. I'm washed. What's Unk yapping about? No. Don't pretend I'm like, oh, what's he talking? All right, Granddad, let's get you to bed. That's not, midlife crisis streamer. Yeah. You were in the EU4 Assaults and dude, you're in the definition of entrenched. I could be a young whippersnapper and still in the announcement. Don't do this to me. Just read Unk status. No. Legitimately, you reminded me that EU4 exists. I was playing CK3 with watching Koi and he introduced me to your content. See, Koi, that's a guy you give Unk status to. Koi Fish, you know? He has Unk status. He's been playing since CK2. You know? He's literally part of the institution. No! Oh, no. It's so over. My dad says whippersnapper. You're my first taste of EU5. I'm glad. Listen, Laith has forgotten more about the EU4 scene than you live for. Maybe, yeah. Koi is younger than me? You think Koifish is younger than me? You think Koifish is actually... You think Koifish and Simo are younger than me? What, 28? I'm 26. I'm not Unk status. Life going speed 5. I literally went and saw Koifish the other day. He was building a garden. I saw one of yours for the first time. I was 15 and 22 now. What do you mean? What video did you watch of mine? Oh, God. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Diplomacy. Actually, some great allies here. Let's see. Sweden, Hungary, Ottomans, France, Styria, Spain, Venice. Some good allies. That's solid. It supports the independence of Denmark. Against who? Württemberg. Okay. Doesn't have too much. Doesn't have any coalition. Let's see. I think it's a solid 2 or 3. You don't have any vassals. Like, he has 2 vassals. He has Saxony as well. Maybe a 2 or 3. Let's not forget he's the Holy Roman Emperor, guys. So that's a 3 for me. He is the Emperor. You know? He is the Emperor. All right, we'll go 3. All right, let's see stability now. +1 stability. He has a couple of problems. He's a little bit overextended. Not 100% religious unified. It is a 2 or 3 for me. State land's looking pretty good for this time. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. 2 or 3 for me. The memes. How memey is this? There was an unintentional meme here. You're saying 0. But the meme here is that he wanted to dismantle the HRE, but ended up the Emperor of the HRE accidentally. If that's not a flaw of 2, I don't know what is. Not because he tried to do it, but because that is very funny. You know what I mean? That's a 1. Isn't that more cursed than a meme? I wouldn't say it's... Well, you could make that argument if you want. I'll let you decide. I'll put a 0 on there in case you want it. So max of 3, minimum of 0. I would say it's probably a 1 or a 2. The map lacks any memes. Well, that's when we get to the curse section. You're going for 1? Okay. Fair. 1. How cursed is the map? Okay. Let's have a look around. So firstly, that's pretty cursed already. All right. Let's start with that. It like Italy being reformed Venice, kind of cursed. Not gonna lie. There being not enough electors, kind of cursed. Styria, Nitria, don't like that. Big Russia, we can't quite see the HRE. Can I? No, there's no, it's Iron Man, so I can't turn off this. What else we got here? The Mamluks. We got colonial Mamluks, chaps. We have colonial Mamluks. That's pretty cursed. Looks like the Mamluks have territory around here. All right, that's something. Aragon being exiled to Italy, they are. Okay, yeah, that's pretty cursed. What else we got over here? The New World just hasn't really been colonized. I mean, the Inca formed. All right. Tunis exists. Tunis in South America, is there? Tunisian Suriname. That's pretty. That's pretty cursed. What else we got here? I would say that's mostly it that I can see. So we've got Mamluk colonizing, Tunis colonizing. We have France having one random ass province over here. We have the religious map mode. It's a solid 3 for curse for me. It's pretty cursed. All right. I think a 3 it is. All right, and then finally, how impressed are you with the gameplay? Accidentally became Emperor HRE in colonial Tunis. It's pretty cursed. All right, so let's see. Started out as the Teutons as well. Immediately won that first war. Chunk out Bohemia. Bigger chunk. Bear in mind, it's only 1611. Sat here for a couple 100 years. Chunk out Lithuania. Chunk. It's not bad. Let's see what we think. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Probably like a 2. It's not bad. He's not made any mistakes, really. Feels a bit slow. All right, so we're going for a 2. So our lowest score yet, but I appreciate it being sent in nonetheless. Okay, so this is where he stands. What's the note? So he has -1, and the notes are backup _ backup. All right, this one is 1820, so he's gone all the way to the end of the game. I kind of felt like giving a +1 for that, but it's an Inca game, okay? It's an Inca game where it's all the way, I mean, okay. There's almost not room for it being cursed. So this is Vinicius. Pretty insane Inca. And these are sunset colonies. If you don't know, they're like the inverse colonies. I don't like how this map makes me feel. So, starting out with economy. Okay. Do I even bother? Or do you just want to give him like a straight 6 now? Because that is an insane amount. I mean, I'm just launching it now because that is a stupid amount of money. Where's the trade capital? I respect that he's kept his trade capital in the Caribbean. Oh, okay. It looks like it's going to be a 6 or a 7 now. Damn, you guys want a 7 for this? All right, 7 it is. All right, we got a 7 here. Now for the military. Do I even bother? By the way, the reason I think he deserves a 7 is he's still building buildings. The game has like 1 year left. Oh, like literally a couple of months left. He's still building buildings. Okay, let's see. Military. Okay. I think he has 1.8 million troops and a force limit of 4 million. Let's check the army quality. He has not as high discipline as everyone else and not as high morale. Siege ability's up there. Professionalism's up there. Tradition's up there. But yeah, okay, 4. Diplomacy. Now, I think we have to give him credit here because diplomacy-wise, he does have a lot of subjects. And that's kind of the point of diplomacy, isn't it? Look at all these different subjects. Like, we have to give him that. Doesn't have any allies. We don't need him, really. He's the military hegemon as well. Yeah, I think I like... Let's see what happens. But I think it has to be a 5, surely. Bro's maxed out on all texts as well. It has to be a 5. Okay, so it's at 85 for 5, which means we bump it up to a 5 or a 6. All right, he gets a 6. Stability. How stable is he? That's a lot of rebels. He's on stability 3, but that's a lot of rebels. Wait, no, those are from his subjects. So he has no rebels. That's 0 rebels. 160 over religious unity. However... I think a lot of these are from, trading companies. So these aren't... He's converted a lot of it to Inti, though. I'm trying to find any holes in this man's game. Chat, can we find any problems? He has minus 16.18 unrest. This has to be a 5 or a 6. Damn. It's got to be a 5 or a 6, realistically. He has 100 Inca authority as well. This is as stable as you get. Sorry, I changed map modes. I was expecting there to be an explosion of color, and there wasn't. 90%? Oh, you want, like, say it's a 5? Okay. Let's see, 5 or 6. All right, it's a 6. Now, the memes. It's an Inca into Sunset Invasion, which is pretty memey. It's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's the most memey thing in the world. Like, again, we had, like, the California earlier. I would give it a 2. It's pretty, like, you know, it's not your most usual start. Like, a 1 would be playing as France, or a 0 would be playing as the Ottomans. You know? It's a sunrise invasion as well. That's true. It's sunrise and sunset invasion. 1, 2, 3, or 4. It has to be a 1 or a 2. It's probably a 2 for me. Let's see. People are saying 3 for memes. 3? Really? Okay, sure. How cursed is it? Beyond Far's being this color, I wouldn't even say it's that cursed. There's the Zulu. That's not even that cursed. But we'll give him, let's see. Maybe something cursed happened. Let's see. Did something cursed happen in the game that we didn't see because he was too good in conquering? Which I don't even know if that would count. Honestly, I'm not seeing anything. I mean, Florence, Burgundy is pretty cursed. Egypt, Islet, not cursed necessarily, but interesting. Schön is a thing. Okay. Nothing really cursed. This might be a 0 cursed. This is a very, like, apart from, you know, Inca taking over the map, this is a very usual campaign. Unless Vinicius has something to add, I think this might be a 0. I would honestly give it 1. It's not cursed. It isn't cursed. I don't think at all. Yeah. 1 makes it. And then finally, how impressed are we by this campaign? I'll let it run again. But how impressed are we? Make your case why you're not impressed. Not a world conquest. Mwah. Not impressed at all. Okay. Moroccan Tunis detected. Give this man a 0. Yeah, sure, I guess. Well, it's not enough, actually. People think it's a 4. So people think that's less impressive than almost everything we've seen thus far. People think it's as impressive as the Wu. As impressive as Hisn and Kayfa. I'll give it that. Less impressive than California. Yeah, for sure. Okay. This is currently our highest scoring game by 4. It would be closer, but again, the Dutch get -2. We give -5 for min-maxing. Do we give him a -5 for being a nerd? Chaps, do we give him a -5 for being a nerd? -5 for being a nerd? Alright, chat's saying it. Alright. Hey, look, you did great, man, but I'm sorry, but chat is giving you a -5 for you being a nerd. Because that -5, that puts him into second place behind we having a serious problem. We now need to be thinking about what notes, chaps. What note? Maybe -5 was a little harsh, huh? What do you think? Or do we keep it? It's up to you guys. Too harsh? -2, -3? -2 at most? I think a -2 seems fair. If being a nerd is as bad as being Dutch, apparently. It's right in the same. There you go. And what's the note? What note do we do? Okay, I like this note. I've just copied it. There you go. Yeah, Ice Pie does cool stuff. Now, this is what we're looking at now. Now, Mulhouse is going to get a decent score initially. Memes are off to a good start because it is Mulhouse. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, let's dive into it. You can save... No, you can send more than one save file. I don't mind. That's not Carthage. It's true. So, let me read the email. What's up, Laith? YouTube community post. I'd share my Everything's Coming Mulhouse save file. Was a fantastic one. So, we did get the achievement for this. Is playing as Mulhouse, now Swabia. That's a lot of manpower for this level. This thing in the game, isn't it? Money! Making 118 ducats. At this stage of the game, that is pretty good given this size. Wait, how much from vassals? 82 from vassals? Someone's gonna get a good diplomacy score. Where's the home trade node? Home trade node is sitting at Why can't I see it? What? It's collecting from Valencia and Genoa. Oh, it's here. It was just covered. That's the home trade node. Suboptimal. He's building a bunch of soldiers' households. Let's see. It's a 4. I mean, yeah, I think that's fine. There you go. But it's a 4. Solid 4 out of 4 out of 5. All right, let's go. Military. Military. How good is military? Okay, well, he has most amount of manpower by like triple. He has the most amount of men. He has the highest force limit. So that's already pretty good. Navies. Doesn't have a navy, really. Not much to speak of. But army quality. Highest morale in the world. Low discipline. No siege ability. Decent professionalism. I mean, that's a solid 4 for me. A 4? Yeah, I'd agree with that. A solid 4. All right, diplomacy. Now, I think diplomacy has to be pretty high. He's decentralized the empire. That's pretty cool. Yeah, he's decentralized the empire, and he has a vassal swarm. Tlemcen, Sweden, Poland, Norway, Naples, Swabian Maghreb is the trade company. Lithuania, Hungary, the Byzantines, Burgundy, and Bulgaria. If that's not a 5 or a 6, chaps, I really don't know what is. That's solid. Wait a second. Tlemcen disloyal? Tlemcen disloyal? Downvote this man. Mods, destroy his shins. Get rid of them. I want his shins gone. Right, so what did we say? We said a 5, and then stability. Let's see what he's got going on for stability. He's got +3 stability. He's got no overextension. -5 on this rank here. The crown line is great, honestly, for this level. He's getting the absolutism going up. He has a good amount already. Religious unity is 125%. Catholicism is everywhere. It looks like he's intentionally crushed the Reformation. That's got to be a 5 for me, chaps. That's it. That's got to be another 5, surely. Now for the memes. He's playing Mulhouse. That's one, right? But what else is memey about the game? Byzantium vassal. These are all vassals, not, Persian and stuff, which is weird. Going decentralized is pretty good. Going decentralized is pretty memey. I'll offer up a higher tier then. 2, 3, 4, or 5. Looks like a close 4. I'd agree with that. Is it Catholic the Byzantines? It is a Catholic Byzantines. I can't remember what it was. It was a 4. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's worth a 4. You think this game was like, ha, kind of memes. Like that's what you're thinking. You thought this was the haha funny. You thought this was like, bear in mind, the California got 4. You know? I just, got 5. And you think this was 4? You started as Mulhouse. It was good. A 3 at most. Disappointing, chaps. Disappointing. All right, now how cursed is it? See if we can find anything that's cursed. Japanese Taiwan. Mamluk colonizing. Mamluk colonizing is always a decent one. What else? Friesland colonizing. I think it's just it, chaps. The Sami exist. Norway killing Denmark. I mean, it's a 2, maybe. Gurkhani happening is quite fun. Gasling is, yeah, but he's in the area, you know what I mean? Like, he's clearly manifested that. I think this is a solid 2 for me. The Mamluks and Friesland colonizing kind of goofy. Gurkhani existing kind of goofy. Army existing kind of goofy. Kharkov, that's fun. Otherwise, this isn't something you look at and go like, what is going on? You know? All right, 2. And how impressed are you with his gameplay? Let's have a look at the timeline here. It's been 200 years and he's decentralized its HRE. Starting his Mulhouse. He went straight for Burgundy in France. Damn. Braceny got the Burgundian inheritance. Carves up France. The Bold goes straight for France, to be fair. That is impressive. I would have thought he'd have grown it a bit more, but he has just gunned it for France. Big Austria as well for a little bit. And then he got split by him. Okay, I'm pretty impressed. That's skillful. That's skillful. We're thinking of 4. I'd agree with that. It's a solid 4. It's a healthy 4. A gentleman's 4. Now, any bonuses or negatives here, chaps? I'm tempted to give him -1 because he's a YouTuber. Kind of icky, you know? Kind of, yeah, -1. I said do it, why not? +1 if you, okay, hang on. +1 if he gives us free drinks at the bar. This is going to be an interesting one. iSpire, will you give people of this stream free drinks in your bar? Let's see. Free drinks EU4 players, that's a +1. That's a +1, ladies and gentlemen. He secured himself a +1. It's kind of huge. It's kind of huge. It's kind of massive. There you go, it's a +1. Taking up to 29. He's joint second right now. That's quite good. What notes are we putting in here, chaps? Has a life. I kind of like that. I kind of like that, Spud. Has a life. SMH. Nice. Okay, I've got something interesting for you here, chaps. It's another Prussia one, but it's a custom nation. And it's no expansion allowed at all, were the rules. No expansion allowed at all. So, this is the one. So, what I've read here. Hello, the save game needs explanation. First, this is from Alexander. Take a look at the national ideas. The idea of this game was simple. No expansion allowed at all. The plan was to build a powerful army as possible and rent it to random nations for free. I could sell up to 40,000 troops. It's really dumb. The AI was really dumb often, but it was fun seeing, for example, Galicia, Volhynia, 1 versus 2, the Polish-Lithuanian come off from my help. I love that. So the rule was no expansion, and he could sell out his troops. So he didn't expand. It's a custom nation with, like, let's see. Oh my god. Discipline plus 10%, possible condottieri, artillery fire. What else we got? Carolian infantry. Infantry fire, infantry combat ability, development cost, development cost modifier, production efficiency, and reason to elect plus 20. Okay, so that is kind of sick. So we have to judge it as normal. So economy-wise, it's 55. The economy's not great. So let's whiz through this one because realistically, let's get to the one we really want to be voting on, which is the memes. 2, the economy, or a 1. The economy's not great. It has a good amount of treasury, but the economy really is nothing to sniff at. A 1 or a 2. I give it a 2. We've got a 2 for economics. All right, then military. Now, let's have a look. So, size-wise, he doesn't have the largest army. There's only 80,000 troops. He has a good amount of force in it. So, there is that. Navies doesn't have a military navy at all. But, army quality doesn't have the highest morale. Does have the highest discipline, but Prussia's quite close behind him. But his army, the modifiers you can't see here are the modifiers here. He does have the best army you'll ever see in a game. Close to, at least. It's very, very good. So what are we giving him? 2, 3, 4, or 5 for his military capabilities. A 4? I'd give him a 4 because the navy isn't good. Should have time to see if he gave himself the land. To put context, no expansion. Yeah. What the f... He called himself Communist Prussia. He called himself Communist Prussia. So he didn't take any land. There has been 0 expansions for 200 years. He's genuinely just been vibing. He's just a chill guy. It's a 4. I'd give him that a 5. Right, diplomacy. No allies, no friends, nothing. It's got to be a 0 for diplomacy, surely. He doesn't have any, like... There is no diplomacy. Maybe a 1. I mean, if you want to see... You vote how you want to see it. But diplomacy-wise, he doesn't have any diplomatic ties. He doesn't have any. It's split between 3 and 0. Damn. Some of you saying he's diplomatic. Like, his improved relations, who cares about allies? He does have a lot of diplomats. It's close. It's very close. You're gonna have to get your votes in, chats. It's too close. He's diplomatic with a gun. Good customer service. All right, he gets a 3 in diplomacy. I'm surprised. Stability. Now, he's over his governing capacity. And this would be why he could have had another 10% discipline from this, by the way. But he is over in his governing capacity. He has a good amount of crown land. Absolutism is looking decent. No rebels, because why would there be? So this should score a 4 or a 5. A 4 would be good for this. He's over governing capacity, which is why it's not a perfect score. But yeah, okay, a 4. And now we get to the memes. How memey is this? How memey is it to start as a custom nation, does not expand for 200 years, and simply rent out your troops to anyone who asks for it? Like, or anyone you can, for free. I mean, remember, 80% on 5 means we go to 6. It has to be. It has to be. It's the most memey game we've seen so far. Has to be. Has to be. I can't see anything but a high 5. Okay. 5 is locked in. 5 is locked in. 90% say 6. It could go higher. It's close. It could be a 7 or an 8. We could get there. It is so close. It's 78%. We get to 7 for the memes. Now, we get to look at the world, right? Because there's a lot going on here. If we could wait, in fact, let's make it like a fine dining experience, you know? Give me a sec. Let's get some appropriate music for this. There you go. Hell yeah. All right. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Laith's Save for the Day. Let me take you through what we have on our menu of memes, of our cursed map. First off, we start with a like aperitif, right? With a Finland that's no longer, that's not just existing, but has Oslo. That's what we start with, delectable. Then I want to cast your eye eastwards. Now, some may think that we've crafted Muscovy, but no, it is in fact a delightful great horde wrapping a beautiful, uncommon minus. Look at that, we've got Nizhny Novgorod, Kasim, and oh, don't forget a little cheeky sprinkle of Sweden on top, right there. But if we move on to our main courses, we have, of course, big Galicia, Volhynia, that doesn't have any allies, surviving through the sheer goodwill of others. Simple as that, right? But we don't stop with that. Just a little digestif immediately afterwards, if you're not feeling too full just yet. We have Venetian Constantinople. Very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. But go a little bit south and we find ourselves an independent Crete. Isn't that nice? Oh, Neapolitan Malta. Nothing too scary there. But cast your eyes to the British Isles, where we don't just have Scotland dominating. We have a gentle French southern coast with just a dash of Wales right in the middle of it. And just to sprinkle a little seasoning on top, we have this, the Isle of Man. Isn't it nice? What am I looking at? Is there anything else? Oh, let's just increase the audio a little bit. There you go. There you go. Just to finish, a little flourish of Frisian Colombia, Frisian Upper Guyana, and Frisian Abayer. Isn't that nice? Isn't that just delightful? What else could that possibly be? Nova Scotia, New Spain, go over to the New World, and we have the Far East. We have Woo, little bit of Japan. Isn't that nice? Akuyunu not only surviving but thriving, ladies and gentlemen. Marrakesh existing, independent, and I think that that might conclude our little tour of this. I've been your host for the evening, Laith, and I hope you enjoyed our little dive into this cursed EU4 map. I had way too much fun doing that. I had way too much fun. Oh man, that was good. What the hell is this map? This is terrifying. Spanish Southeast Florida. I mean, New Scotland exists here. Just part of it though. Denmark. I didn't realize this is all New Denmark. This is terrifying. Venetian Rome. Oh, I didn't even see that. But Naples is parts of this place as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Dare I look at this? That could be the new Liaising with Laith. Dude, should I put that song behind me for Liaising with Laith? That could be fun. I gotta save that song. Cologne exists, which is weird. Is it that weird? Okay, let's go through the timeline before we vote. In 200 years. So everything starts on... No, look, they took it immediately. Venice took that immediately. I don't know they had anything to do with this. I think Venice took it and they just held it the entire game. So when did England lose? Because England actually has all of its French holdings at present, right? That's weird. So when does it die? Must be collapsing. Yeah, it must be just gone, dude. I'm more intrigued. So Austria's already dead. I'm more intrigued to see when this happened. So we're getting to within the last 100 years now. How did it... They still have their lands in France. Picardy's independent. Okay. They've lost one war. And is it just going to be one war where they take everything? Let's see. Surely not. Independent Corsica? That's true. That's another lost war for the English. There's the Glycid of Alinea war we got told about. Corsica's no war. And then, yeah, it's that one war where they just take everything. Well, I'm going to start the voting at 6, dude. Or 5 or 6. That's where we're at right now. This is the most cursed map of the day. If this doesn't get at least a 7, I'm really disappointed. No, people aren't voting hard enough to give it a 7. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You don't think this is cursed? Chat, vote 6 immediately. Chat, vote 6 immediately. How? How is it more of a 5 than 6? How is it not at least like a 7? How is this more cursed than Giant Strasbourg? How? Did you not see it? Look at it. All right, I'm gonna give it another 10 seconds, chat, so you gotta vote 6. We gotta have a 6 or a 7 for this, because honestly, this is terrifying. He didn't do half the... Like, look. He didn't do half of it. He did not get involved in this war. There is no way he did this. Scotland did... Like, this was not him. Wales, these are all individuals. You disappointed me today, chat. This I give you as him. Venice took that at the start of the game. Independent Crete was not him. That's crazy. So we get 6, but he doesn't quite get 7. That's insane. Yeah, I'm baffled at you. Or I think you should be ashamed of yourself, to be honest. I'm a little bit upset. I'm a little bit upset. All right, and how impressed are you with his gameplay? 1, 2, 3, or 4. If 80% of you vote 0 or 1, I'll give it a 0. But this is not that. Like, it's not. He spent the time, but like it was overpowered for a reason. You know what I mean? What did we say? 2. It's very close, but 2. That was the most even one there. All right. Do we have any notes for this one? And then we'll do our final one of the day. I don't think there's any bonuses or malices. What notes we give it in? Prussian Ronin. Okay, I think Prussian Ronin's gonna be it. Prussian around. Sorry, that's way funnier. Now, this next one's gonna be. This day was gonna be interesting, chats. This is our final one of the day. Okay, and bear with because it has some explanation to go with it. Right, it's a Roman Empire run. It's done until the end of the game. Why is this Roman Empire run so interesting to me? Let me read you the description of this. Whoops, I accidentally unpaused. Otomo Nahuatl Heavenly Mandate Roman Empire. That should tell you what you need to know. Okay? So what the reaction is to that. Yeah, exactly. It's a collection of words that you think don't mean anything. But that is what has happened here today. This is a Nahuatl thing with Roman missions, starting as a Toma. Okay? So that's how we got here. So let's bear that in mind, but we're going to start with economy. He's making 4,000. He has almost 1 million in the bank. What does chat think of the economy? It's a good amount. End of the game. It's not the best one we've seen today, for sure. A 5. Okay. Next thing, military. So let's go have a look at the military tab. Armies. He has 2.5 million men. 3 million force limit. Way more than everyone else. The United States are the only people that come close to him. In terms of army quality comparison, he has way more morale than everyone else. He has way more discipline than everyone else. He has way more siege ability than everyone else. No defensiveness. High professionalism. High tradition. Let's see if he has a navy. He has a massive navy that's bigger than everyone else's as well. What do you think? What do you think, chaps? 90% are voting 5. I mean, that means I have to give it to 5 or 6, right? All right, here we go. I think this one's going to clear everything for today. You'll see why. Yeah, he gets 6 for military. Diplomacy. I don't think he has any diplomacy. He has 2 vassals. No, he has a couple more vassals than that. The game is not happy about me panning around, you know. So this is, he has some coalition, at least like some aggressive expansion. He has a couple of different vassals. I'll do with that information what you will when it comes to diplomacy. There's not that much going on diplomatically. We have to sort of accept that. Let's see his dip rep. Maybe that'll swing it. Guys, he has 13 diplomatic reputation. He has 13 diplomatic reputation. 13. That's the highest we've seen today by a good amount. All right, so 3. That's a 3. Now, stability. How stable is he? He has stability 3. He has a core that isn't done yet. Otherwise, no. He has some separatists that might rise up, but he has minus 14 to his unrest. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So let's see what he gets for his stability. Religious unity wise, guys, he's got 222% religious unity. All right, he gets a 5 for stability. So now we get the memes. Now, I appreciate there's a lot going on. I need a bit more of a hype song for this because it's kind of too chill. Here we go. Let's have a look, shall we? See if you can spot him. See if you can spot this man. You notice something about Toma? Oh, he's over here now. Let's conquer bits of Korea. That's nice. That's all nice. Look at this. He's heading over here. He's got it. There's the Japanese Far East now because he's switched over. He's conquered all of this now. He's conquered all of South America. Conquering Mexico. That's a massive Ottomans. Look at that. Sub-Saharan Africa now, but that's a good consolidation. And now we're about to start to see him go for Rome. Lotharingia's the thing. Lotharingia, no! Look out, Mecklenburg. No, he's got our AirPods in. And there we go, Roman Empire. So, to be clear, he started out as a Toma, all the way over here as I believe it's one province minor in Japan. Conquers Japan, then goes over here to the Far East, becomes Nahuatl for the memes, and then forms the Roman Empire. That's what we're looking at. So for the memes, if this isn't a 5 or above, chaps, you don't know what you're talking about. You also have the Mandate of Heaven, yeah. Mandate of Heaven for sure. Roman Emperor Mandate of Mandate of Heaven. That's ridiculous. Empire of China, Emperor of Rome, everything. All right, that's a 5. We'll see. 5 or a 6. Let's see what people vote on now. It's a 5 or a 6. 93% 6. 96% of you voted for 7. Oh my god. All right, 7 or an 8. What a one to finish on. What a one for our final one, huh? Look at this. It's a lot of people voting for 8 now. Where do I cap it at? Oh my god. It's 8. It's meant to be out of 5 and you guys are voting for 8. All right, 8 or 9. That is nutty. That is nutty. Look at this. Roman Far East. Very cool. I will cap it at 9. All right, so he does, in fact, end up with 9 points out of 5. Congratulations for the memes. Now, how cursed is this game? This is an independent Mossy, by the way. That's the start, right? Roman Empire's borders that are insane. And the United States has conquered, well, not that far off of its modern territories. I mean, it has to go here and up. But it's conquered Canada to you know, to compensate. And that's politically relevant right now. So, yeah. Meanwhile, the Scandinavians nicked Greenland. Let's have a look at this again to see what else cursed happened. Let's take a look at Europe here, because that's the thing he didn't impact. Lotharingia did form. Revolutionary Austria. So Austria took land here. So again, this is just a big Ottomans game right now. Pomerania forms and then gets annexed. Revolutionary Russia's a thing. So what is it? Burgundy? Is Burgundy independent? It looks like they are they're not independent. They just declare they're independent. So when did they get Lotharingia? The stupid big Ottomans. Yeah, this is Mossy before he turns up. There you go. He just nicks half of France and then just becomes Lotharingia. Westphalia forms as well. And yeah, that's got to be a 4 for me. It's not quite as cursed as the other ones, but it's got to be a 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. Was that Wales briefly? It's just that was player impacted. There you go. Let's see. Malaccan Far East Indies is pretty cool. He's also not a vassal. Looking like a 5, a solid 5. Now, he's already won the day. All right. So I'm just going to start it at 5, 6, 7, or 8 with how impressed you are with this gameplay. How impressed is chat that he did all this? Over 80% for an 8. Not quite. Not quite. Bro playing to the end. He did. He did. Okay, it's an 8, which brings us to this final score. Out of pro score of 35, he's scored 41. With a score of 41 out of 35. Congratulations. Wait a second. Muppet Lord, are you Dutch? It's kind of important for the notes. Are you Dutch? No, he's finished. That means no negative points. All right, we're good. I mean, yeah. Fair play. Simple as that. 41, our winner for the day. Muppet Lord 1. Jimmy, thank you very, very much. I appreciate your efforts. All right, whilst my chat is spamming W for Jimmy, I'm going to say thank you to the YouTube viewers for tuning in. I'm going to be streaming a lot more, so I guess join the Discord to make sure you're notified of it. I might schedule streams, I might not. Please make sure to subscribe, because I'm trying to get the Gamescom, and I'm only allowed to do that if I have 250,000 subscribers. I'm like 5k off, so I'd appreciate your help. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.